Good afternoon. My name is Claudia Portillo Garcia, and welcome to my oral project presentation based on the question, how can I help 11 Mexican A2 EFL students improve their argumentative writing skills through the process writing approach during distance learning? As you know, writing is one of the four main language skills along with reading, listening, and speaking. And same as speaking, it is a productive skill, but different from speaking, which can learn by imitation. Writing needs a formal instruction. My work is based on the job done by Murray, Nguyen, Harmer, Hedges, Martin, and Rains. For this project, I decided to do action research and follow the action research cycle, which is formed by the four stages, which are planning, acting, and observing and reflecting. And as you can see, following the spiral, the action research spiral, uh, using the process writing approach, uh, uh, which is formed by four stages that are planning, writing, revising, and editing. For the instruments that I used to collect my data were observation, the student texts, and a rubric. The observation helped me see my students in a natural environment, and by recording our sessions in Zoom, I could see how their attitude towards writing changed, how it was before, during, and after instruction. And I could show my validation friend, and she helped me compare and triangulate the information. So the students' texts helped me to track their progress before instruction, during, and after instruction. And a rubric helped me to see their weaknesses and their strengths and to track their progress. Well, in this project, there were 11 students. I chose 11 students, 5 boys and 6 girls, all of them in 6th grade and with an A2 English level. They were writing argumentative, balanced texts following the process writing approach during 6 weeks on Zoom sessions of 1.5 hours each. During the first phase, the students had to write a text based on the sentence, "There should be no homework." In this first task, they didn't have any instruction. I just asked them to start writing because I wanted to know what my starting point would be. As you can see, they didn't have any idea on how to begin or how to organize the text. They didn't know how to revise it or edit it. If some of the students got a slightly higher grade in the first draft, is because they show some kind of organization in their texts. During the second phase, and after some instruction, and after I modeled each of the stages to them, and because they were working collaboratively, they worked in pair during this phase. We could see, well, my validation friend and I could see some improvement in the planning part. Especially, they started planning and organizing their ideas to start writing their first draft. We can see that there was a slight progress. There was a slight progress, and working together helped a lot. But in the editing part, we saw that they had difficulties with punctuation. In our reflexive session, I asked them why they didn't get to identify their punctuation mistakes. They told me that they didn't know how to use periods, commas, and semicolons. So here I had to make a stop in the project and dedicate one entire session to teach them how to use them. I consider this important because otherwise we would not progress. By the third phase, and after more instruction, more modeling, and more reflection, the students showed a lot of improvement. Here, they had to write a text based on the assumption, should children own a cell phone? Here they could plan their ideas, they organize them into paragraphs. The revising part was much better because they learned some connectors. The editing part still needs improvement because of this punctuation. They need more practice in punctuation, in using punctuation. But definitely my validation friend and I could see that there was progress compared to the first draft that they wrote. So what do I get from this study? I definitely understood that writing skills require time and attention. It is not something that we should assign for homework, or to leave students to do it on their own. We need to teach them how to plan, how to draft, how to edit, how to revise. They won't learn it if we don't teach it to them. Uh, they need guided instruction to start writing. We need to show them how to do it so that they can start creating their texts. I think that face-to-face instruction, it is still better in elementary grades. Probably if they were in high school, this wouldn't have been so difficult, but being in elementary makes it a little bit more difficult. And well, the writing process, the process writing approach, it is not the only writing methodology that we should teach our students. This works when we are not interested in the final product, but if we are interested in the final product, such as a letter, we need to teach them a product approach. What did I get from this study is that a lot of knowledge on writing and on this uh, process. I could learn how to help these students to learn using a methodology that I had never used before. I confirm that this process works not only in face-to-face teaching, but also in distance learning. Um, what is the significance of the study? Okay, well, first of all, it made me a more observant and reflexive teacher. I did a lot of reflexive work, and I think I will continue doing it from now on. It will definitely benefit the institution I work for, because this project provided me with a lot of tools and strategies that I will be applying in the future, in the near future. Uh, Probably my investigation inspires my coworkers, and they want to become research teachers as well. And it might benefit novice teachers who have never used the process approach. They might adapt it or adopt it to their teaching, and my experience might help them. And well, thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.